My first memory of the moon is being really small and asking my dad if the moon was made out of the same stuff that marbles are made out of. He said that it was made out of cheese instead, and I knew he was joking, but I became kind of obsessed with what the moon might actually be made of. So I used to write stories about it all the time. It was quite food-centric, actually. It would always be about the moon being made of meringue, the moon being made of yogurt, something like that. Anyway, I just thought it was the most beautiful, cool thing that I'd ever seen. And I thought that nighttime was fascinating because it used to come out and I could stare at it out my window.
I think I've always been a little bit in awe of the moon because, I don't know, I think it's just an embodiment of natural power. And when I was younger, I'd always talk to my dad about religions, and he's atheist. And he said, well, I don't see, the reason behind worshipping God, but if you're going to worship anything, worship the moon, because it's so obvious a power just right above us. And we can see it every night, it's there. And it's clearly got a pull on us due to, nature and the lunar cycle of everything.
The thing that I most associate with the moon is Apollo. Had a bit of an Apollo obsession when I was younger. And the coolest thing that I ever remember from it is it was an interview with Mike Collins, who was the command module pilot for Apollo 11. And so when Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong went down in the lunar module onto the moon, he was left by himself to fly the command module. And he was there for 3 days or something, or maybe less than that. But when they were flying, he took a picture of the two of them and the moon with the Earth in the background, and he said, every single person in the world who exists is in this picture apart from me. I just thought that was really cool.
A really interesting idea, but again frightening, is that of like the multiverse, where in this world, whenever we make a choice, or like any choice that ever gets made, there's one world or one existence in which the choice went one way, and one world or one existence in which the choice went the other way. So I'm saying this right now, but there's another world in which I say a slightly different formulation of the same words, and there's another world in which I never talk about this, and there's another world in which the moon has already disappeared. So I think and that's a really frightening idea, and the idea that the path that we're living is just one of infinitely many others, and I do find that really, really scary.
I always think there's something a bit lacking in the night sky when you can't see the moon, and it's got a real sort of a real presence in the sky, I think. I mean, even during the day, when you see the moon out on a cold morning or in the evening as the sun's just setting, and you really sort of see the daytime sky and its completion, and it's just so interesting to sort of see the dynamic tension at play between the moon and the sun, and the sort of darkness and light kind of thing, and the drawing together of polar opposites, and it's poetic.